Hi guys, welcome to Money Lux. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel. In this video, we will talk about how do car auctions work in 2022. So make sure to watch the full video. You can buy a brand new car from a dealership, find a car online, privately from the previous owner, or from a car auction. Car auctions can be a good place to buy a second-hand car and get it for a bargain price. Most car auctions will include ex-government vehicles and used cars from fleet operators and finance companies. This will mean that although they're second-hand cars, they're likely to be well-maintained, often more so than other second-hand cars you can purchase privately. A second-hand car at an auction can be 10 to 30% cheaper than at your local dealership, or even when sold privately. What is the process of buying a car at auction? Car auctions operate similarly to most other auctions, with a similar process you must go through if you want to buy. You'll first need to register your interest in being a bidder at the auction by registering your details with the auctioneer before the auction begins. To register as a bidder, you'll need to provide a photo ID, such as a driver's license, passport, or similar. The auctioneer will then give you an identifying marker, which is usually a numbered card or a paddle, which you can use to make bids. It would be wise to do some research before the auction and have a short list of the cars you wish to bid on, as well as a budget or top bid you're willing to make. The seller will set a reserve price before the auction, which is the amount that will trigger the car to go on sale, and therefore, any bid after this could win. The auctioneer will usually announce when bids have reached the reserve price, and therefore, the car is set to sell. Depending on the competition for the car, you may be able to get it for the reserve price, or there may be multiple bidders that push it well above this. This is where having a top price you're willing to pay set will help you avoid getting carried away in the heat of the auction. If no bids reach the reserve price, the seller may choose to withdraw the car from sale. They may also be willing to negotiate with the highest bidder to try and reach a reasonable sale price. You could also ask the auctioneer for the seller's details to see if they'd be willing to negotiate a sale directly. If you have the highest bid, you can complete the sale. This involves having a down payment you can put down on the day, usually about 10% of the purchase price. Depending on the terms, you may be able to drive the car home and finalize the rest of the payment later. If you've never been to a car auction before, it may be wise to attend a few car auctions before going, with the intention to buy to familiarize yourself with the process. You could even register and not bid or buy just to get used to the whole process. What you need to know about buying a car at auction? Purchasing a car through a car auction means you don't have some of the pre-purchase options available to you that you have when purchasing privately or via a dealership. Here are the things you should consider when buying cars at an auction. Research and inspections. As all auction sales are final, it's best you do your research before attending the car auction. Most car auctions will list the cars being put up for auction on their website, including make, model, vehicle identification number (VIN), and a condition report. You should thoroughly read through all the details offered online and research how much similar cars sell for when sold secondhand. You can also get a vehicle history check done and check the personal Property Securities Register (PPSR). The auction house guarantees the vehicles aren't under finance, but it's still good to check independently. Vehicle history checks may come with a fee, and the PPSR check will cost you about $2, but it's worth the peace of mind. A PPSR check will tell you if the car has been stolen or written off. Car auctions tend to have several ex-government cars and corporate fleet vehicles that often look alike, so it's best to make a note of the car number displayed on the windscreen. This also means they're likely well looked after, but you should never rely solely on this possibility. You may not be able to view the car before auction day. It depends on the auction house. However, several auction houses will permit you to bring your mechanic along for non-invasive physical inspection on the day. You should also note that you won't be able to test drive the car, but should be able to at least turn it over or start it to check the engine. Registration. If you end up being the winning bidder for a car, after the auction you'll need to finalize the sale, often with a deposit on the day and a promise of further finance later. You can then sign the registration papers at the auction house to help the process of transferring the registration. These signed papers will then be submitted to the local vehicle registration authority to finalize the transfer. Insurance. It's hard to have an insurance policy in place on the day since you don't know which car you may purchase or even if you'll be successful. There will be a compulsory third-party CTP policy on the car, as this is a requirement for registration. You should then organize any further car insurance as soon as possible after you take possession of the car. This is to protect you if you have an accident or damage the car soon after you drive it away. Some auction houses may have partnerships with specific insurers that you can sign up for on the day and get coverage right away. However, these may not be the best deals or policies that are right for you. It's best you shop around and compare car insurance policies before the auction, and then settle on the right policy after finalizing the sale. Finance. One option is to pay up front on the day of the auction once you've made your winning bid. However, not everyone has the cash to do this and may need to use alternative finance options like a loan. There are a few loan options available that you can use to finance your car purchase. You could use a car loan, which is a specific loan type that is similar to a secured personal loan, where the car is used as collateral for the loan. If you default on your payments, the lender can repossess the car and sell it to recoup costs. You could also similarly use a secured personal loan. Both of these loan types are likely to have more competitive interest rates and terms than the third option, which is an unsecured personal loan. An unsecured personal loan doesn't take the car as collateral, which means the lender is taking a larger risk that you'll repay the loan. If you fail to do so, they'll come after you directly to recoup their costs, including using debt collectors. The auction house can often organize the loan for you, and they are usually underwritten by a large financial institution. However, you can compare car loans or personal loans to see if there are more competitive terms available. You can then have loan pre-approval organized for auction day, and you just need to advise both the auction house and your lender of the details. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.